Hey y'all, what's up? What's up, y'all? Yeah, doing a little bit different. Y'all can see me driving to the gym today. Had to take care of some business real early this morning. But yeah, you know what? A lot of dudes really got issues dealing with sex. A lot of dudes. A lot of dudes. Because I noticed one thing. Whenever I throw sex in the equation, that's when I get the most pushback or like the most dislikes. And I know it's not women, but from dudes. Some dudes even got an issue with me talking about it or try to make something, you know. And I already know what their real issue is. You know, they either got very limited sexual experience or no sexual experience or some sexual hang-ups or something. But it's a real issue, like when guys don't want to see that part of the equation. Like you get a lot of guys out here like focus on the surface of relationships. They're like, well, you know, I can provide, I got money, you know, women go for this, that's all you need. And you see that publicly, because remember, I talk about the social side of relationships and the sexual side, especially with women. They got a social side that they want. You know, they might want that guy who's a good provider, protector, looks decent enough to have babies with. But then you got the sexual side, which can be totally opposite, where they just doing some crazy stuff, you know, jumping up in the air, pausing, coming down on a dude's dick or something like that. And you know, and I'm like, you try to explain that and, you know, they get mad at you and all of that. But it's like, but that's a reality. That's a reality. Like when I ask dudes, okay, all right, you think that's the case, but who the women having sex with? Or better better way of putting it, who they cheating with? Because I noticed, this one thing I noticed with a lot of dudes, when they say that, they never talk about women's infidelity. Or why they have it, or if they do, they talking about all the social shit, why they might cheat. And it's like, no, women cheat. They'll say whatever to look good. Like they'll say some emotional issue or something. But the reality is, it's they cheating for sex. It's their sexual needs. In fact, I've known some women, they've actually told me, the women told me, and just to be clear, this goes across races. This goes across cultures, even women from overseas. And it's always the same dynamic. They get that, you know, quote unquote good guy who they can go out in public with, you know, take around family, look good on paper. But then they doing their stuff behind closed doors. In fact, it's so deep that you get like some cultures where a woman, you know, they prize a woman's virginity. There's actually operations and stuff they can do to close up the hymen. I'm like, wow. And see, my point with all of that is there's not enough discussion about sex. There's a lot of stuff that can be understood if people look, especially men, look at the sexual side. Ironically, and see, you know what is funny to me? I remember for years I had always said women didn't deal with reality. You know, and it's kind of a ramble, but they always said women didn't deal with it. I've said that publicly. I said, yeah, men are forced to deal with it, but the more I'm seeing more and more, that's incorrect. Women deal with reality, they just quiet about it. Or they'll say some stuff that they know to be bullshit. They know it's bullshit, that what they're saying. But it's the guys, you talk to some guys, even in private, where they can be real about what they're thinking, and it's just like, they'll say stuff, and you like, what? Huh? Like, what planet you on? You know, let's get back to that whole provider thing. You know, they think that's all they need. Or they think they can control a woman that way, or like women just all of a sudden go and come back, you know, to them if they don't have jobs or anything. Which, you know, theoretically they could do, but nobody's saying, well, is that going to stop them from cheating? When women cheat, or when they express themselves sexually, a lot of stuff that people that works in the social world don't even work in the sexual world. You know, Shit, a woman to get with an ugly dude as long as he got a nice dick or a nice stroke or something about him, like, gives her the impression that, he'll turn her out. I mean, that's just the reality. See, I'm gonna tell you something now. From childhood, I told y'all when I spent the early part of my life in Southeast DC, Anacostia, I was seeing some shit before I was 10 years old, before I was 8 years old. First time I saw a little girl suck a little boy's dick was at Ketchum Elementary School on the playground. Oh, he got in trouble. I mean, teacher came out not so happy. But, once you see stuff like that, you start realizing, well, wait a minute, there's more to it. And then you'll see, like, some people call it the dual mating strategy, or I just call them like stepping out. And really, like I said, to this day, I get women telling me how they stepping out on their husbands or boyfriends. To this day. Yeah, some people are going to be hitting me up privately, but I ain't put any people's names out. But it's happened so much. So you start saying, okay, why they stepping out? I mean, I've known of women, they'll say straight up they love their husbands or their boyfriends. But, they want that good. And shoot, like I was talking about yesterday with the bad boys and players and stuff, some people still wasn't like really dealing with the sex part, or they dealing with everything else, or talking about all this shit. It's like, no, they just want pleasure. It ain't that deep. Just look at it like that, then you understand this stuff. Then you really understand. And now when I'm looking at it, I'm like, hold up. Because, I'm even understanding like some detractors and stuff, because I can guarantee they can go ahead and make a video off of this too. But I guarantee if you were to like put them on a lie detector test, their sexual experience is extremely limited. Yeah, I said it. Or they got some issues there. Put them in a court. Hey, have them under oath. Because I've actually seen that before, but I mean, I've seen some dudes. I've actually got hated by some dudes in real life because they just saw some women like responding to me a certain way. And shoot, even a lot of that, animosity towards certain groups of men is all sex-based. Purely sex-based. What the hell? Oh. Damn, yo, what y'all do? Okay, dude hollering across. Alright, bro. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Anyway, yo, I was like, I hear some yelling and stuff. I'm like, oh shit, hold up. Damn, I gotta put something in my glove compartment of the new car. Shit. But yeah, you just get some hate or something like that. But it all comes down to sex. And deep down, it's a sexual competition. Even if some of these guys don't want to acknowledge that shit, they'll come up with some other bullshit. But we got to talk about it, and we got to be honest about it. Because let's be real, all human beings are born through sex. All let me say this again. Let me be very clear. All heterosexual men want sex. I don't give a fuck what they say. If they don't, they either lying or, well, might not be heterosexual. So, and that's the one thing. But we can't, you got too many dudes trying to pretend like it's some other shit when they really just need to build up their, like sexual skills or sexual competence and all of that stuff. Yeah. But, and I'm gonna tell you what, that's one thing I get into on my Patreon at my $20 level. And I'm gonna actually start getting more into sexual dynamics. I know I'm like just on these public videos, because that's been a big problem anyway. A lot of times nobody wants to discuss sex. Like the women try and keep their stuff hidden, and the guys don't want to just admit their body count is on one hand with fingers left over, or they got performance issues or something going on. But there's a reality dealing out here, because that's why that sexual underworld even exists. It exists for one reason, that because women are evil or something. They just want to get theirs. They want to get theirs strictly. That's what, strictly want to get theirs, you know. So yeah, but yeah, we'll get into it some more. Yeah, y'all usually used to me stopping at Sprouts or something or somewhere, but we're doing it differently today. So anyway, y'all, that's it for today. And get up here. It's leg day, so gotta go ahead and do that shit. So anyway, y'all, I'll get back with y'all later. Peace.